Hi, happy 2025. How has the start of your year been? I hope it's been a little more exciting than mine. I've spent the last 2 weeks in bed sick. I haven't been able to get my new year started in the way that I had hoped, with that new year energy of excitement and change and resolve. I've kind of had to put that all aside and go slow and rest and try and recover. But whether you started strong this year already in the first couple of weeks, or whether you're like me and you're feeling a little behind, it doesn't really matter, because January 1st is just a date, just like January 14th is just a date, and there's nothing wrong with getting started right now. So I want to talk a little bit about goals and resolutions and change, and I want to start that with the concept of a word of the year. I had heard of this concept years ago, and I've seen my online friends choose words each year, and I've always thought it's kind of a fun idea, but I've never really connected with just one word for one year. My goals and resolutions have never really seemed that focused that I could just choose one year, or one word. But this year, I feel differently. As I came toward the end of 2024, I kept thinking about the same thing that I wanted to focus on in 2025. I want to have more joy in my life, more fun in my life, and I think that narrows down to more play. And so at first I thought about using the word play because I think that relates to going out and doing things. It relates to being artistic and creative. And I did some more thinking about different words, and I ended up landing on the word explore. And I actually did a little printout. I was inspired by Jackie Wolven, who was talking about her word of the year, and she prints out the word and a definition, and she posts it on the wall in her studio for the year, and I decided I would do something similar. So my word for the year is explore. And the definition that I put with it is to engage in a journey of discovery, whether physical, intellectual, emotional, or creative. And I feel like that's a great fit for what I'm trying to do right now. I want to explore, have fun, create, be artistic, learn, and it all fits under that umbrella of explore. So there are a few ways in particular that I'm hoping to put this into action. One is, my creative ways that I want to do this are through painting. I've been acquiring watercolor supplies for years, and I use them here and there a little bit, but I tend to procrastinate and put off using them either because I don't want to mess up. I don't want to ruin the good paper that I've purchased. I don't want to waste the paint that I have. And speaking of Jackie Wolven, a quote that she often talks about is, "You're never wasting paint." And I love that, and I'm trying to remember that and tell myself that, because it's all about getting out and exploring, and it doesn't have to be perfect. And that is something I've been trying to work on ever since I started to buy watercolor supplies. The whole reason I wanted to do watercolor in the first place, this is going back at least 5 years. The whole thing that started it for me was I felt like I didn't know it was fun for me anymore. I had been a stay-at-home mom for plenty of years. I focused my energy on my kids, very much so by choice, but I started to feel like I wasn't having any fun. I didn't even know what was fun to me, and I decided I just needed to try something that sounded interesting. And painting had always been interesting to me, and I decided to focus on watercolor. But for years, I've been acquiring supplies and building up my little collection of watercolor items and just leaving them alone because I didn't want to mess them up and I didn't want to make a mistake. And I found that there was always this nagging, critical voice in my head whenever I would try to paint. So I'm working through that, which is the whole reason I started in the first place, was to find something fun and work through these self-critical critical commentary that would come up every time I tried. So starting again this year on that. So painting is one creative thing. That was a bit long-winded. I hope you didn't mind. The second thing is photography. I've always loved photography. It's been a good 20 years that I've had a DSLR, and I've done photography for work. I've photographed families, weddings, newborns, births, and other events. And I took a long break from that because I was having problems with my hands, getting sore from carrying around my camera, the weight of the camera body and the lens and the other equipment. And so I've still done it here and there out of interest and with my blogging work that I do and social media work. But last year I bought myself a new macro lens for my birthday, and I've been experimenting with that and having a lot of fun with that. And so I want more of that in 2025. The third thing that I'm focusing on doing that fits under this word of explore is artist dates. And I've talked in a previous video about the concept of an artist date. If you've read Julia Cameron's book, The Artist's Way, you'll have heard of this. And if not, I can link to a playlist that I have that explains what an artist date is. And I have some lists of ideas for artist dates of your own if you want to go out and give that a try. It's basically like just an opportunity for some me time to get out and do something by yourself and enjoy yourself. And so that is another perfect fit for the concept of explore and getting out and having fun. So those are a few of the ways that I intend to focus on that word. Another thing I want to do, going along with goals, is do my sticky note bucket list idea that I posted a video about this too. I'll put a link in a card for you if you want to check that out. But basically I make a list of things I'd like to do this year, and then I write them out on sticky notes. I put them up on my wall, and I have a spot with my sort of to-do list of sticky notes. And then as I accomplish them, I move them to another spot on the wall. And so I did that last year. It worked really well for me, and I want to repeat that again this year. So I'm looking forward to doing that now that I'm feeling a bit better. I can really think about what are some of the things that I hope to accomplish this year and get started on that. So those are sort of my plans, and I wanted to share them with you because I think they may inspire ideas for you, whether you want to approach things the way I do, or whether they give you ideas of how you want to do it yourself. I have found a lot of inspiration through watching some other people on YouTube and hearing how they approach things. And so hopefully some of my way of doing things can inspire you as well. Before I let you go, I just wanted to share a couple of the ways that I've already been trying to do put some of these goals into action this year, despite being sick. So one of my goals is to go for a 10-minute walk every morning, and I haven't been doing that every day yet because I've been sick, but on the days that I could, I got out, and it was so nice because typically I don't go for walks in the winter because it's cold and it's nasty, I don't like it. But I decided I have snow pants for a reason, so I'll bundle up with my boots, my snow pants, my coat, my hood, my hat, my mitts, and I'll just go. And it's been really nice to get out in the fresh air, even in the wintertime, and be in nature and be out there just with my thoughts. And one thing that I've noticed as I've been out there is I'll notice these little treasures on my walk. Even though it's winter and it's dead out there, there are pretty little things that I would like to take pictures of. I haven't taken my camera with me yet, but I will, because I think I have an opportunity for a little bit of winter macro photography if I do that. Another thing I've been doing is painting. I have pulled out the paint supplies and I am using them. I got myself a sketchbook that has paper good enough for watercolor, and inspired by, again, Jackie Wolven and also Tracie from Life in the Wild West, I got myself this color meditation deck, and it comes with a book with information about mixing colors and using color with paint, and then inside of here there is a deck of cards with inspiration for little meditative painting exercises, and they're just little things like dots and hashtags, and you can see that I've started doing some of these already. There's the inspiration and there's a little information on the back of the card that walks you through what to do. And I like this because it gives me the opportunity to every day do something creative, and I don't have to have any big, bright, complicated ideas or projects in mind. It just gets me creating, it gets the juices flowing, and it gets me excited for trying other things on my own when I do feel inspired to start my own project. So that has been lovely, and I look forward to more now that I'm feeling a little more energized. It has been a slow start to the year, slower than I had hoped, but despite feeling better, having more energy and speeding up a bit, I don't necessarily want to go too fast because I do appreciate the slow living vibe of just taking things slowly and gently, and I look forward to more of that. So how has the start of your year been, the first couple of weeks for you? Do you have a word of the year? Have you been doing anything creative? What are your goals? I would love to hear about how the start of 2025 has been for you if you'll join me in the comments. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.